We are back at UKSM, and I said the man who needs no introduction, Dingus, is going to be running for you in a moment. Just to remind you, we are all here this weekend for charity, for special effect. We've smashed the 1,000 mark, we've hit 1,500, there's no reason why we can't get to £2,000. So before we do go live, just to remind you, after this Mega Man run, it will be Breath of the Wild, and we still have a nameless horse, everybody. Only £5 donation, get your names in. Give the horse a name. We had the famous Owl 3 last year, and talking about owls, as you can see on the sofa, we have the Owl 2 crew. aka there was too many of them to fit on the title, so they've been grouped instead. So if we are all ready, chat if you're ready. Dingus, are you ready?
Yeah.
We'll just take that as okay.
Yeah,
so again,
great.
lots of us in the room. Countdown when we're ready, everybody.
Right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. My name's Dingus and I'm an idiot. Luckily I've got Draco Dan sitting with me who can explain a lot better what I'm going to be doing.
Hi. So yeah, this is Rockman 3. You can see already, just starting off the run, Dingus is already using a piece of movement tech, which is the slide attack. Rockman 3 is the first in the series to introduce this sort of addition to Mega Man's basic movement mechanics. Like, there's no mechanics like this in Rockman 2 or previous. So the slide is going to be used as much as possible to optimize movement speed.
Also, just to let anyone know that runs Mega Man 3, I sort of dislocated my thumb a little bit earlier in the year, so my mashing is, what's a good word for it, awful. So
And mashing can be pretty important, such as on mini-bosses like these.
yeah, they take 10 hits.
You don't mash as fast as possible on a lot of the bosses, since, I mean, for a lot of the bosses, they have their own weaknesses, which will be exploited throughout the run, but even when using the Mega Buster, you can't mash against the actual Robot Master bosses as fast as possible to begin with.
Yeah, the boss order's a little bit broken in this game as well. I don't know why I just did that. So you're always going to end up fighting at least one of the Robot Masters without its weakness, and I'm fighting Top Man without his weakness. His weakness is Hard Knuckle, but none of them are really like weak to Buster. It's a little bit strange. He didn't jump.
Yeah,
That's fine.
These top platforms in particular, they can be a little odd for dropping inputs near the edges, it seems.
There we go. Just didn't really time my jump mash very well.
It's generally quite a laggy game as well, so lag reduction in certain spots can be important, just depending on how much is going on screen. Like, it seems that once the game reaches like a certain object count on screen, stuff starts really slowing down.
Yeah, I'm going to take this one really safe this time. I'm not even going to try and jump to get pulled over to the right. That's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
The Top Man's attack pattern itself is very simple, but then when he's rotating like that, he does have full iframes. And I want to say the duration where he's spinning before he actually comes towards you is random, isn't it?
Sort of. It can be. I ended up missing a couple of shots in like the first little round when he was on the right hand side, so ended up going with an extra round. But it's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine.
The top spin itself is a very interesting weapon, and I don't actually fully understand the mechanics behind how it works.
Voodoo and black magic,
Okay.
I believe.
That's fair.
Just quickly, everyone, the horse is no longer nameless. It's guaranteed. So we have 2 donations. First one is £5 from Matt, who says the horse should be named Owl 4. Again, for any of you who missed last year, Owl 3 was awesome. And as O2, £5 there. The horse is now called Horsey McHorseface. That is all.
It's only 8 characters long. Bossy Mick.
Little battle pose. So we got to fight Proto a couple of times. Takes 28 shots. And thumb, ow, can't.
Proto Man's behaviour is always fixed depending on
Yeah.
your current distance from him, so as long as you just stay pretty close to him, you can just jump along with him. Yeah, the screen, whenever these like machines at the top are on screen. They, as you can see, they darken the screen, which can provide a little bit of a challenge in some of the refight stages. Since the 8 robot masters aren't the only things that get fought over the course of Mega Man 3.
Yeah, I'm going to take this parachute section really safe.
Yeah, this screen can be interesting. There's the voodoo magic top spin.
Yeah, oh, he went too low, otherwise I could have got over. Yeah, I've also got to be a little bit careful fighting Shadow Man. He's got a habit of just draining all your top spin if you're sort of like inside him and holding the button. I know that might have sounded a little bit lewd, but it's fine.
Thankfully, it doesn't take very many hits to beat Shadow Man with the top spin though, so it should be good.
Yeah, this is his like actual weakness. Please just die. There we go. Yeah, I've got to mention as well, like you want to be as close to the centre of the screen as possible when you kill any of the robot masters in this, just because Mega Man makes his way over to the middle and then does a little jump up. Like there's a couple of robot masters where it's the boss stage is a little bit interesting. Like it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So now we're actually going to go and fight Gemini Man with his second weakness, which is Shadow Blade, because I need stuff.
The Shadow Blade is kind of like the Metal Blade from Mega Man 2, albeit it's kind of like a poor man's Metal Blade. It doesn't fire nearly as far and then it returns.
Oops.
And I'd say it's more situational than the Metal Blade is. Like the Metal Blade has a reputation of being like one of the most overpowered weapons in all of Mega Man. Nice one up. Safety strats.
Yeah.
Yeah, the drops from enemies are randomly generated, and if the player knows that they can like survive without health pickups, it is slightly slower to pick up optional health pickups like that, since it takes a little time to finish full health.
No!
Almost with the skip.
Right, let's take them off now.
You don't need audio anymore.
No,
Wow.
this is just going to be really laggy. So you can skip that just by timing a slide. I, however, didn't. Right. Too early. You can do like a little mini zip there.
Yeah. Zips in this game can be pretty interesting. Just whenever you get embedded in a surface that you're not really supposed to be in, then the game will zip you to the side to try and eject you out of solid ground.
So this is the first time in a while I've seen them actually look like penguins instead of a mess. Like if you get the skip and despawn the music, for some reason it loads elements from Snake Man's stage. Right, now comes the really laggy part.
Oh god, yeah, this screen.
Oh, the lag!
Just how much does the lag interfere with you being able to do inputs as well? Because I expect this causes a lot of dropped inputs.
This is not going well. I'm taking this so safe.
Just get it deathless, that's the only important thing.
Oh, well, I'll grab that just as a safety.
Super safe, wow.
Oh no! Go away! Yeah, Gemini Man's the fight itself's a bit of a pain.
It's not like too much of a threat, but it can be a little more difficult to manage than other bosses, because Gemini Man immediately splits into two.
Yeah, the route I used to do was like Gemini first, so you'd just be like mashing all the way through that fight.
Yeah.
But I can't do that anymore. My thumb joint won't let me.
The Gemini laser itself is an extremely situational weapon. Like, it's Needleman's weakness, but missing shots with the Gemini laser generally costs a lot of time because you can't fire it more than once. Like, it can only be on screen once, and it bounces around a lot before it leaves the screen.
Yeah, all praise Nadua every time you miss. But I'm immediately going to switch and use Gemini's weapon straight away. It's really strong.
Just don't miss any shots.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Oops. Oh, there's a weird thing about ladders as well. Like, you've got to go down them a little bit before you can drop off. Otherwise it just pops you back up to the top. Oh, nice. Nice.
No, it's fine.
One up. Nice.
So yeah, that wasn't a particularly favourable drop getting health like that, but it's frames.
Oops.
Yeah, getting ladders
Yeah,
like
I
that can be a bit
scared
finicky.
myself.
You do need to be at least like minimally on the ladder before
Yeah.
Mega Man will grab it.
Oops. That's alright then. No, my health's actually... Alright, here's Needle Man.
Yeah, he also only really takes a few hits with his weakness, but you can see, yeah, this is what I mean, that you might, okay.
Yeah.
You can see how much the Gemini laser bounces around before it leaves the screen, so it is a bit of a liability, and you need to be quite evasive if you're already at low health like that.
Yeah. Like, I couldn't really afford to get hit by him because it would have just ruined my day. But now, one of the advantages of having Needle dead this early is you get Rush Jet, and Rush Jet is a little bit broken in this as well.
Yeah. You move quite a bit faster with Rush Jet active. You have virtually unlimited movement, and if you're constantly jumping so that Mega Man isn't actually connected to the Rush Jet, it doesn't consume fuel. So you have virtually unlimited ammo with the Rush Jet.
Oops. Yeah, I'm just doing Snake now just to get him out of the way. It's like one of the longer Robo Master stages.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see movement isn't exactly tricky with the Rush Jet, and we can exploit it on some mini bosses like this.
See ya. Oh god, no.
Lag the game. Oof. Forgot just how laggy this game is.
Yeah.
It's unreal. And since, like, if you want to try and optimize your movement as much as possible, you obviously want to have as few frames as you can manage between each of your slides, and the lag obviously changes the timing for that, so it can be a little annoying if you're trying to optimize as much as possible.
Yeah, we got like another giant snake head that we're just gonna jump over. There is like a zip you can do through it, but it's not consistent. Oh, I've got plenty of Rush Jet ammo left, I'm fine. Oops.
Yeah, like you can see here, as long as you're jumping, it drains the meter much slower than usual, so there's really nothing to worry about here.
Yeah, I'm just being like overly safe as well. There's a much quicker way you can do where you switch to Needle a lot earlier and sort of like do one tile slides on there, but not really that good at those.
Easy fight.
Yeah, it's a pretty good pattern as well. Just that's what I mean about some of the stages. The layouts are a bit different. So that was like as close to the middle as I probably could have done. Otherwise, he's got to run over and jump up.
Yeah.
That does nothing.
Yeah, Search Snake generally isn't one of the more useful weapons in the game. It's the definition of a situational weapon.
Yeah, like it's strange. Gemini's weakness is Snake, but they want you to have Needle to get there.
Which is Gemini's a weakness for Needle, so it's like there's not a lot of natural, logical progression there.
Oops.
Yeah, these magnets can be a little irritating, that they will pull Mega Man up towards them, obviously, and they can make some of those seemingly narrow jumps a little more dangerous than they perhaps should be.
Oops. Missed a lot of shots.
It's going to be the same here,
Yeah.
where there's again a lot of... I'm not entirely sure what these things are in the following screens, but they nonetheless change your movement quite a bit once he progresses to the next screen. And there's meant to be a lot of disappearing block puzzles, but again, Rush Jet just trivializes all of them.
Yeah, the Yoku blocks, they're not too bad. Like, one of the routes you can do for this is this stage first.
Nice.
Oh, I did a thing!
Nice placement, yeah.
Yeah, like the Yoku blocks aren't too bad. Like, so one of the routes Faster used to do was like magnet first, but as you can see, they take a little while to spawn. Yeah, so in the middle of my slide, I press start, which gets rid of any like rush that's on screen, be it like jet or coil. Oh dear.
It's pretty standard Mega Man fare that, like, when you have just spikes as a stage hazard like that, they are an instant kill if you contact them, so definitely don't fall on those.
Yeah, so Magnet Man's pretty easy with Shadow Blade.
And that was a good pattern,
Yeah.
wow. Like, you can either jump up and launch the magnets, or just use a magnet attack on the sides that basically gives him iframes until it's over.
Yeah, when he's standing there trying to charge up like a Super Saiyan, that's what you want. And if you've got enough health, just run into him and he'll move. But because I've left it so late, it just becomes a pretty trivial fight. So again, another good thing about having Shadow Blade this early is I get to get rid of the lag missiles. I mean bees.
Oh yeah.
This is a pretty long stage. Oops. Yeah, so the gorillas from Mega Man 2 make a reappearance in this stage as well. And they also very laggy. Slide! Slide! I'm just going to leave Rush there looking at that sniper jump. Just do like super old strats, just kill all these with Gemini. Mainly because these enemies have got the worst hitboxes I've ever come across in a game. We're also about to see a lot of lag.
Yeah. This is exactly why you want to get rid of these objects.
Whee! Okay. Oh, damn it. I'm gonna have to get that big health. I'm only grabbing this because there's a little thing you can do with Hardman. But he does 12 contact damage, so I don't really want to get coming in with any less health. I don't know why I moved away from him. I've got plenty of health.
Oh, it works.
That'll do. So yeah, like when he does the little like drives his face into the floor, you sort of get stun locked for a second. There's nothing you can do, but if you take damage off of him on the way down, it just completely eliminates that. Saves a few frames. I'll be able to get it in the refights. So now we move on to the last Robot Master before the real challenge starts. It's my favourite stage music.
Yeah, Sparkman's pretty
Yeah.
nice.
Of course, because there's no sound apart from those headphones, I'm just imagining it in my head. Right, must remember, stop sliding early. There we go. Yeah. I forgot to slide. That's fine. Dips.
Yep, those
Hitboxes.
Hitboxes, yeah.
got just enough to kill one block.
It's another screen that can get very laggy with the blocks coming on screen.
So I'll just avoid the first one. It's
Yeah.
yeah. This part here used to terrify me as a kid.
Yeah, I did particularly enjoy this part as a kid.
It's so laggy.
Sparkman movement is thankfully like really simplistic. Especially when it just stands there and lets you wail on him.
That's as close as I could get to the centre of the screen.
Yeah, you're on the central platform
Yeah.
at least, so he doesn't need to
Yeah.
jump.
Only got to take one little step. But yeah, now the robot masters are dead. We end up having to once again go back and fight all the robot masters from Mega Man 2, except we haven't got any of their weaknesses.
Yeah, the dock robot stages.
Yeah.
These are generally considerably more difficult than the actual stages we've just played through as well. Like, it's the same basic stages, but the layouts are different and they're quite a bit harder, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do Doc Spark first, and that's purely because Quickman's on it, and he can be a pain.
Yeah, Dock Robot Quickman is not nice.
His two weaknesses are... Oh, okay. No bank shot for me. Yeah, his two weaknesses are Gemini Laser and Search Snake, but as we saw with the Needle fight, you don't really want to be missing Gemini Lasers, especially with his movement being so erratic.
Yeah, Quickman's movement is not very easy to deal with. I mean, you've got E-Tanks, so you shouldn't die at least, but
Yeah.
he can still cause some problems.
That's one of the main reasons I picked up that one as a safety.
So I believe it's Metal Man first in this
Yeah,
stage?
it's Metal Man first, and then Quicks at the end.
Yeah. And I mean, as long as you stay on the left side like this, Metal Man is only
Yeah.
going to stay in place and move up and down, so the magnet missile will never miss him.
Yeah, it's very important I don't get hit as well, because there's a big health pickup right on the other side of this door.
Yeah. Which, owing to its placement, is unavoidable.
Yeah. I was just sort of promised PJ that I'll try and set up a glitch for him.
So just moving certain objects off screen to despawn them there makes
Yeah.
it a little easier, and of course helps with lag management a little bit.
Yeah, I'd promised PJ that I'd do a glitch for him that we just called the Everything Fish. Alright. And another one. Damn it.
This is something that's kind of endemic to NES games in general, that when stuff goes off screen, it's... Oh, nice.
Ah! Okay, so the Everything Fish didn't quite work.
Yeah, a lot of NES games can only really handle stuff going off screen by despawning them and then respawning when you get to the spawn point, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, so what I was trying to do there was just a really pointless glitch. You sort of managed to make a bolt on turn into every item in the game, and then just disappears in a big splash. PJ called it the Everything Fish.
So Search Snake is not going to hit Quickman
Oops.
unless we are like directly next to him, because you can see it generally just tracks along the floor and then climbs the next wall and hits. So yeah, still not a bad fight.
No. Yeah, and you want to try and get hit by his boomerangs as well, because they do less damage than getting hit by his
Yeah,
body.
his contact damage is surprisingly high, and he moves around very quickly, like you can see.
Let's see, Gemini. Yeah, the two. So for Gemini, the two robot masters you're going to come across are Flash and Bubble.
Bubble?
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good, mate. Yeah, the weird thing about slides in this game, you can't slide out of them for 7 frames. Or you can't get out of them for 7 frames, so if you're going to commit to a slide, commit.
Yeah. So don't do it directly on
No.
an edge then, in other words.
Yeah, it's not like Mega Man 4 where you got to keep doing slide cancels. Oh, I wish there was an RTA viable like zip there, but there just isn't. Oops. Come here. Yeah, you can only have like 3 tadpoles on screen, so if you can sort of like get 3 of them up, you can get through the rest of that like spawn pretty easy. But I messed it up. But it's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Fine. You shit ass. Right. So yeah, like Flash is pretty much the same as he is in like Mega Man 2. Like he's not really any type of problem at all.
Yeah, like in Mega Man 2, Flash is the first boss
Yeah.
that you go for because it's just really, really simplistic.
I'm taking this overly safe.
Oh, you what?
Yeah, the main reason I'm killing these as well is just to reduce lag.
Yeah, like it's honestly quite impressive, like how little it takes to make this game lag.
I also forgot, like Mega Man 2, I grabbed onto a ladder there, but I didn't mean to. You can grab on ladders by holding down. Right, so we're going to give me 2. Oh, 1 bubble. Nice.
Yeah. Again, lag reduction. 2 ones.
Oh,
Just don't die.
contact damage.
You're fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. Only real detail in Bubble Man is don't touch the ceiling, as
Yeah.
in Mega Man 2, because those are spikes. And the water does give you low gravity.
So it's the dock stages. I think they were just looking for a way to like pad the game out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just, like when you get to Wily, there's not really that much in it. Ooh,
Like it's clear, like when you compare this, especially to the Shadow Man
Yeah.
original stage, that like the way that they clearly want to make this more difficult is just add more instant death hazards everywhere, more spikes, more pits, such as this room, and then they even add new types of platforms that you can only stand on for a very short time before they completely collapse. Again, above instant death hazards.
Of course, I could go through here with Rust Jet, but I didn't want to pause. There we go. Through. So this dock robot is wood, and he's a bit of a pain in the ass.
Just like Mega Man 2.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only like you have to sort of like take damage to kill him quickly. Wait, I switched to Gemini for no reason. I needed Magnet. Yeah, I'm not going to slide just because of these drops. I know exactly what happened as soon as I start sliding off. Yeah.
Oof. Nice recovery.
Yeah, now we've got a Heat Man whose behaviour is exactly the same as Mega Man 2.
That still have the like 30, 60,
Yeah.
90 frames per cycle. Wow.
Ah, nearly got it. So you can like,
Yeah,
just to be
that's-
safe.
Alright.
Didn't take any damage
Yeah.
anyway.
If you hadn't used the E-Tank, you probably would have taken a hit
Yeah,
though, so.
So yeah, Doc Needle's just annoying for like the end of the stage. There's like a really long, obnoxious like rush jet part. Okay. Boing.
Oh.
Shit.
Yeah, ladders. That's the thing.
Okay. Right, so we're going to fight Airman. Now, Airman's patterns are the same as they are in Rockman 2, but I don't know, they're a little bit harder to dodge. I missed.
Alright, there you go.
Yeah.
So before he moved off, that's not too bad.
Nah, like the very last pattern he gave there is like the one that you don't want to get in like Mega Man 2. But you do want to get in this because you can slide underneath everything. There we go. So like yeah, there's Draco said about the abusing rush. So just jumping off of it saves a lot of the weapon energy.
And you can also come off at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, you can also
and,
like pick stuff up with your face.
Yeah, and like whilst you're off screen as well, I believe you won't take damage from sources at the top of the screen. So
yeah, you can still get hit by things at the bottom as they come down, which is a bit annoying. But it also reduces a little bit of lag as well. But I didn't really do it that well. Oh, I need to sink.
just 4 quick ones.
Yeah. The lag.
Oh,
Okay,
That's
let's
fine.
do that. I thought I jumped over it.
hey, at least you won't die.
That's true.
For Crash Man.
Yeah, Crash isn't too bad. He's sort of like his movements pretty much connected to yours. So if I jump and press shoot, he'll jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's a hell of a lot easier than he is in other games. But yeah, now we've finished all the dock stages. We've just got one last proto fight. He takes significantly less shots this time.
Yeah. And then it's just a set of wily stages.
Yeah, they don't feel as polished in this one. They're a lot shorter, but at the same time they're not a walk in the park either. Oh yeah, this is like the story. So Dr. Light has been betrayed by Dr. Wily, and he's run off with the new element Gamma. I'm pretty sure that's why he was waving his arms about.
Yeah, something like that.
So there goes Wily, giving the shifty eyebrows, because he knows he's doing wrong. Now we're in the Wily stages, and there's significantly less here. All the stages are quite short. And none of the bosses have actually got invincibility frames, so you can just mash your way through most of them.
Ladders.
Didn't go down the ladder. Alright, up. So the like the boss at the end of this stage is called the Kamigoro Maker. He throws turtles at you. And if he moves to the left straight away, nice dodge. Yeah, if he moves to the left straight away, that means I'm going to get the worst pattern.
Oh! Wow!
I love Yoko blocks.
That Yoku's at least it gives you the one up straight back.
Yeah, I haven't got enough magnet for it. I'll just fly over him. Bit laggy though.
Good straps.
I will not use any ammo. Why me?
That's such a liability.
Alright, the quicker strategy is to use Shadow Blade on these, but top spin's a lot safer and easier. Go right, go right.
No.
Drop. Just come back to me. Nearly softlocked the game.
Oh.
Yeah, the Kamigoro maker sort of like stop and shook for a little bit. It wasn't sure what was going on. So yeah, this is Wily 2. This is got a pretty infamous boss from the first game in it.
Yeah. I believe there's a glitched kill you can do here though.
No, it's like a one cycle. I'm gonna give it my best and hope my thumb allows me to.
I don't really understand how this kill works, to be honest, but it's very different.
I the bees.
Oh no, it's the next stage I'm thinking of.
Oh
Don't-
yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I can go through that.
Yeah, because this is the yellow devil coming
Yeah.
up.
No,
Oh.
no.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah. I'm just getting that as a bit of a precaution for the Wily machine. Right. I didn't jump.
Ah.
Yeah, so you can kill him in one cycle. Every time you miss it, you lose 18 seconds.
Unfortunately, the same type of trick that's used in Mega Man 1 with exploiting the pause screen isn't really possible here. So you've just got to mash your way through it.
Oh, I've got this one. There we go, he's
Right.
dead. But yeah, next is the shortest Wily stage with a really interesting quick kill mechanic.
Yeah. This is the boss that I was previously referring
Yeah.
to.
Lag. Uh-oh. So you're about to see just exactly how short this stage is. That's great.
Ah, well. Yeah, there's just a few more vertical screens here and then
Yeah.
it's straight into the boss.
So there is like a zip you can do here with Rush Coil, but it's not really safe and not worth it, to be honest. Right then. So, so you're not meant to be able to pause whilst you've got a shot going from Rush. So then if you change to top spin, it's got like a piercing ability which instantly does 28 damage to him. Like it's fixed in the later games, but it's a really cool one to abuse in this. I'll just take damage. Not that much damage. Alright, so we've got the refights coming up. And we're actually going to fight everything with its weakness now. Just die. Give me that help.
So unlike the previous fights, wherever possible, you just want to end near the teleporter just so you can get out of the rooms as quick as possible. Assuming that you don't need to pick up extra health from the bosses, which for a few of them definitely will.
Yeah, I'm just getting it now just to be safe, to be honest. Oops. Oh, that's too high.
Oh. yeah, the hard knuckle, you don't have much control over the trajectory at all. You can aim it like a little up and down, but not very much.
I'll just leave it in a battle pose.
Yeah.
Because I was too close. Oops. There's no... Why didn't you hit me? Yeah, also, every Robot Master is weak to their own weapon, so I'm going to use Gemini to kill Gemini Man and Needle Man.
Nice.
Please no more to do it. Out there. Oops. So, Magnet Man's actual weakness is Spark Shot. But it's just as quick to kill him with Shadow. Whereas Sparkman's actual weakness is Shadow.
Yeah, so just by killing both with the same weapon, it just requires you to do less menuing to change weapons, so it's a little bit faster.
But that's a refight stunt.
And this is the actually shortest stage.
Yeah.
Long stage.
I'm going to use Snake again. Snake has got a few uses. Oops.
So level 2. Or just use Shadow Blade. That works.
Yeah. Oh look, we killed Wily. Or did we? Nope. So now we've got to go and kill the actual Wily. Time's going to be coming up very shortly.
Yeah, it's just a final boss, 2 phases. The second phase is going to be over quicker than you expect.
And here's Gamma.
So phase 2, and get ready on time. Time.
Thank you.
And a big thank you to Dingus, everyone. Do you want to know your time?
Was it underestimate?
Do you want to know your time?
Yeah, go on.
41:45.
That's all right. Yeah, I'll take that.
Lots of GDs coming in from chat as well. Well, guys, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but we actually only have 2 runs left. No Oz, we're not doing Oz yet, people. We've got 2 runs to go. We've got money, we've got time. Coming up next will be Breath of the Wild. If you have never seen a Breath of the Wild run, goodness me, tune in. It is so much fun to watch. There is so many cool bits and pieces. If you have, then you definitely want to tune in because you've got a rough idea what's coming. Really unique category on the way, so hang on for that. We really only have a short switch to do, so stay with us. And just quickly before we do, just want to quickly mention one more time the charity we are working for. It is Special Effect. If you haven't already had a little look at what they do, please do click on the link below. The money that we're raising will mean a great deal to them. But just to give you a bit of an overview, it's all about putting fun and inclusion back into the lives of people with physical disabilities and helping them to play video games. So it's all about adapting and modifying tech, allowing everyone to enjoy what this wonderful community does best. So any more donations, please keep coming in. £5 still for your horse donation. We'll see you back in a few minutes. Everyone, stay there.